Liz Larson with the Cognomovement systems. And lately we have been talking about money. Are you one of millions of people in the US, I mean, around the world, who wants to change something in your life around money? You're not alone. Obviously, like I just said, it's millions of people around the world that want to change something around money, but what specifically? Okay, so everybody says they want more. Great. But if you had $1 million sitting in the bank and you couldn't go anywhere and you couldn't do anything and you couldn't see anyone, you just had the money in the bank and you couldn't order anything off the internet, what do you want the money for? Exactly. So this is the interesting thing. The thing that we want is not actually dollars. Dollars are the vehicle to get us where we want to go in our life. So while so many of us have been focusing on a dollar amount, that really isn't it. If you lived in a free society where there was no money and you could have the life of your dreams, again, what good would those dollars do you? So this is a bigger subject. So many times with law of attraction, we're looking at a dollar amount or seeing checks come in. And that is the vehicle. It has to arrive somewhere, but it's really not about that. It's about the life you want to live. So you kind of have to break that down. What is it you really want? What are you wanting to do with yourself? Where do you want to go? Who do you want to be with? If you had a certain lifestyle and the money that supported the lifestyle, see, what would you do with yourself? So if you're a person who's wanting enough money to retire or the money to retire, what does retirement look like? That's the thing you're really wanting to fill your vortex with, your field of potential. We've talked about that in earlier videos. Every time you run your pattern, your thought, body, feeling pattern around your lack of money, that's what you're filling your field of potential with. And the only thing that can come back is exactly that. It's the law of inertia. What you put in eventually becomes excessive and comes right back at you. So if what you're putting in is a lack, then that's what you're going to get back. That's a pretty simple premise. But often what we're putting in is dollar symbols, dollar amounts, and not really the thing we want, this big life. You know, for me, it's a villa in Sicily for retreats. And when I think about that, I'm thinking about the amazing times we'll all have together, how beautiful the water is there and how fun it is to swim and how much fun it will be to introduce people to it, and drinking wine and the food and the people there are so lovely. That is what fills my heart when I think about what I want. Now, yes, there's a dollar component to that, and that will come right along with it. That will support it. Here's why. Because we're actually putting ourselves on a trajectory to that spot. And once we get on the first step of that timeline, out of the step of over here, I don't have it, I don't have it, I want it, I want it, I want it. Once we get on the first step of that timeline, we're headed that way. And all the things line up, all the pieces line up for that life to happen, not just a pile of dollars. Piles of dollars can show up in some pretty crappy ways. I mean, I'm sure you can imagine them. Someone could die that you don't want to, and you inherit their stuff. You don't want that. That means an unhappy life. So, really, really important. There are 3 ways that you can change this. The first one is the feeling you have around not enough, or money in general. So, what is that feeling about? Usually it's about what is stopping us, the who that's stopping us, the what that's stopping us. Maybe it's our job, the people around us, the ideas, our society, our culture, our family are usually part of that feeling around money. That is the number one thing that we here at Cogno Movement are pitching out. We're doing it tonight in our money workshop. But that's the first thing, the feeling. We're going to stop that feeling pattern in the body which is what is informing your vortex, your energetic field, your field of potential, is that feeling. So we're pitching it out, we're deleting it. I mean, that's what Cognomovement is great for, deleting patterns. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to flip that story on its head, but not in your logical mind. If you know me, I'm always doing this logical mind. We're actually flipping it in your brain. We are going to tell your brain to never tell that story the same way again. It'll be impossible by flipping that story right on its head. You'll never be able to tell that money story again. So we're going to change that right up. The third thing we're going to do is we're going to get you literally on the timeline, headed in the direction of the outcome that you want. So we're going to get clear about the outcome first. And then we're going to find it in your field and get you on that timeline. This is not your mama's money workshop. This is not that. We are going to once and for all change those patterns in your body, therefore in your field, and therefore on your timeline. You just won't be the same person after. And I guess that's what people say the most about Cognomovement. They don't feel the same after. So we're going to be doing some Cognomovement, some Cogno Conscious, and some Cogno Quantum, all in a 2-hour session. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be really fun. And your sense, everything about that whole idea of money and the feeling and the stories will be different. So I hope to see you tonight. It starts at 4 p.m. Pacific. You can RSVP at cognomovement.com/upcoming events. You will meet up with Bill McKenna, founder of Cognomovement, and me, and we're going to get it done. All right, guys, we'll see you tonight. Until then, and if I don't see you tonight, think about this, write it down. Who's stopping you? What's the story? How do you feel about it? And see what you can do to do the absolute opposite of any of those, and you'll get some change there too. All right, talk soon. Bye.